Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Refuge from Narcissism, and this refugee video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous. And this is the same Anonymous from the last video I just did. She sent in another story. Hi, Ollie. I wanted to talk a bit about my in-laws. My husband Anthony and I have very low contact and only see them a handful or less times a year, and only for a short time. Dinner, small talk, and we're out the door. But they somehow get their digs in anyhow. Of course they are. They're always going to. The narcissist is always going to take their shots. They're always going to get their dig in. That's why I keep saying no contact is the only solution. My mother-in-law manipulates my husband's brother, Tony, to be the instigator. My husband's brother, Tony. So this is your in-laws. Gotcha. In-laws, mother, all right. Because I'm still fixated on your family. That's why. Okay, so your mother-in-law manipulates my husband's brother, Tony, to be the instigator. He is a live-at-home son husband. Of course he is. And he's reaching 50 years of age, and he's never had a girlfriend. He's just a couple years older than my husband. He does have a husband. He does have a girlfriend. His mommy. Yes, he does. He has a wife. He's got a mommy wife. Mommy. He needs his mommy. Okay? And understand something. And I had to tell this to I had this conversation with one of my friends. Okay, who will tell you right out he has mommy issues. He has mommy abandonment issues. He got abandoned as a child by his mother. Okay, literally, pretty much like in a dumpster almost. Okay, and I had to tell him because you're dealing with this other guy, like these son husband types, and I'm telling him it's mommy issues, and he's like, no, I have abandonment. I'm like, everybody's mommy issues doesn't manifest identically. It depends on the type of mother you have, depending on the type of mommy issues you have, whether you have fear of abandonment or you're basically married to your mother. What Tony does is mimic his mother, as all son husbands do. As do most men who are raised by single mothers as well. They mimic their mothers because they have no father, they have no strong male role model in the house to model themselves after. So what you get is emotional women in men's bodies with the thought process and the emotions of a woman with the strength of a man. Fun, right? My mother-in-law manipulates my husband's brother, Tony, to be the instigator. He is a live-at-home son husband, and he's reaching... Oh, I'm sorry. What Tony does is mimic his mother. They recently had renovations done, and Tony told Anthony that his old bedroom was ready to go for him to move into. This was a message from their mother, I believe, because she has tried very hard to make Anthony a son husband as well, and would love nothing more for him to move home. Your childhood bedroom's ready for you to move back into. Leave your wife and children and your family and come live with us again. The son husband never stopped playing house with mommy. Never. His mother calls Anthony often, and she never asks him, how are you? She only asks, what are you doing? This is where she gathers ammunition through whatever he answers. His reply is, we just had dinner. She'll ask, what did you have? This is like a conversation again with my mother or my grandmother. It's all interrogation. She's not asking him, she's interrogating him. That's what the narcissist does. That's what the borderline woman does. That's what the baby boomer does. They interrogate. They're building cases. They're building cases. Cases against who? Cases against you. Because you're their main target. My husband recently answered chicken, potatoes, and Caesar salad. Then his brother Tony, when we're all gathered together at a birthday party, made a comment. I don't understand and can't believe how people will spend $6 on romaine lettuce. It's ridiculous. My husband zones out, and so do I. I go along with Tony, nodding my head as I usually do when I'm in this position. But I really want to say, frankly, it's no one's damn business to make comment on what I eat or buy. And they're like, right to the money. Like, who are you to just tell me what I spend my money on or how much? That's borderline woman type thinking. And since he's raised by a clear borderline boomer mother, this is what you get. They don't know this, but my ex-husband was like my parents when it came to controlling my calorie intake, including fresh fruits and vegetables. My parents at times starved me. They would spend willy-nilly on whatever they wanted. My husband's mom is very large and doesn't exercise and hates it. And hates exercise, flowers, houseplants, and salads. I teach yoga, love flowers and houseplants, and actually enjoy salads a lot. So you're competition. You're always, listen. The spouse of the son husband who got away is always going to be competition to the narcissistic boomer borderline mother. Always. It's all in. It's him, it's you, it's everybody. It's all consuming. And it's not only her, it's her fucking proxies you got to worry about, okay? The actual son husband who's living with mommy at 50 years old trying to get his brother to move back into his room. The fuck? The fuck? What do I say to these people? My husband's dad is no better and made a statement that I must be pretty smart to be able to do my own taxes, and asked if I did my husband's as well and did I know what I was doing. I replied that we both did our own side by side. He used to take his son's taxes to be done to his accountant. They're losing control over him because my husband has complete independence of them nowadays. His dad makes comments on our clothes, brags about his designer brands. It all seems innocent, but it's insidious, right? The baby boomer never stops competing, especially with Gen X. See, you're all Gen Xers. You're their main target, dude. You are their main target. Being Gen X with boomer parents means to them, you are shit on the bottom of their shoe. You have to be destroyed or controlled. My husband's uncle on his mom's side is no better. Asks if I'm working. I don't talk about a job or whether I have one or not. They assume I don't, and they don't take yoga teaching seriously. None of his business, but I need good comebacks that won't start a fight. Of course, what does that mean? They don't take your yoga business seriously. What are you going to do at that point? They're not going to take anything you do seriously. Why? Because they're jealous. Why? Because they're in constant competition with you. Why? Because they're trying to get control over their Gen X son who they need another son husband to control. That's why. No matter what you do, it'll never be taken seriously. That's the baby boomer. Nothing Gen X does is ever going to be taken seriously by a baby boomer. I mean, you've been following my channel long enough to know that. None of his business, but I need but I need good comebacks that won't start a fight. You're not going to avoid a fight with these people with comebacks. You're not. You're not. You're either going to get up and leave. I'm not listening to these attacks. You don't argue with it, okay? You argue with, listen, you argue with the narcissist. You argue with the boomer through action, not words. Now, you could tell them, I know what you're doing. You have to lay it right out. I know what you're doing. You're trying to get your husband back in here, and the whole thing is sick. And there's no way that's not going to cause a fight anyway. So you're either going to call him right out on it, deal with the fight, or get up and leave. And if it's going to cause a fight with who? Your husband? Your husband's going to fight if you get up and leave and say, like, listen, you want to sit here and listen to this and be disrespected? You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome, but I value myself more than that. And I hope it's not a situation where if I do that, I'm going to end up getting divorced, because then your marriage isn't really worth anything in the first place. Your husband took a vow to you, not to his mommy and daddy. Both of his parents are very competitive. No shit. Very competitive with us, even though they have a better income and live in a house and we live in an apartment. What is a good comeback when I see them at Christmas? Should I say, hey, I changed my mind on $6 romaine. It's no problem and totally worth it. I don't buy junk food. You know what you should have done? I'm sorry I didn't get to this before Christmas. You should have bought him romaine lettuce for Christmas. Since you're so worried and can't afford romaine, here's some romaine lettuce. Here, I'll buy you the romaine. Here you go. Here you go. Why don't you offer his fat ass mom to do some fucking yoga? Hey, I can help you. That's what you do. You own it. Yeah, goddamn right I eat $6 romaine. That's why I'm in shape and I can do fucking yoga and teach it. And you're a fat ass trying to get another son to live with you in his 50s. Meanwhile, she has a mini 7-Eleven store in her basement ever since my husband remembers when he was a kid. Then his dad would call him fat, lots of chocolate, candy, chips, and pop in their house, and mostly fried foods. I don't care what they eat. I just want to know how to handle these type of people. You handle with them by not dealing with them. Or you give them what they hate. I don't understand why some... They didn't say you didn't like romaine lettuce. They wouldn't pay $6 for it. Okay. Or you could go get them like a gift card to like one of these farmers markets. These, not all these, like Fresh Step or one of those, or Whole Foods. Hey, here's a Whole Foods gift card. Since you're so concerned about the price of eating healthy, and I'm concerned about your health, here's a gift card to Whole Foods. That's how you deal with it. What are they going to say? What do they say now? When they snap at that point, you got them. And you just walk away. Well, there is no making you happy. And if that's going to cause a fight between you and your husband, then you're going to have to evaluate your marriage with your husband, unfortunately, because that'll show you where his priorities actually lie. I'm going to try redirecting. For instance, ask her what favorite food item has gone up in price and she's still buying it. Right, and then buy him the food. You should be buying them healthy food. Buying them gift cards to health centers, to healthy food, where they can't get fried food and garbage. What are they going to say? Ugh, you're trying to make me healthy, you bitch. That's how you deal with that. That's the only way you can deal with that. My husband isn't ready to go no contact, but he's down to 1 or 2 birthdays and Christmas dinner each year. Sometimes I'd like to try strategies when we go. It'd be good practice for me dealing with difficult people. when I begin job hunting in the new year. And that's how, and how is that going to go when there's narcissists everywhere? Sigh. Any thoughts, please? Thanks, Ollie. Anonymous. Well, told you what to do there. The only thing you can buy them is the things that they're bitching about you buying because it's too expensive. Who would do it? Oh, okay. I would. And I believe in it so much I'm going to buy it for you too. What are they going to say? They are painted into a corner at that point. Now, they'll find another method of attack to come at you with. You either did something, you said something the wrong way, you didn't react the right way. At that point, they're going to be looking for the issue that they can then turn against you and then make it about that issue, not about their behavior. Ultimately, the only way to deal with them is to not deal with them. Because that's the narcissistic baby boomer in search of a perpetual son husband. It's the way it is. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for another contribution and story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like me to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, and email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Take care, everyone.